Okay, so you're getting ready for a biochemist interview.
Wow.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
We've got all your RoleCatcher resources right here with us.
What?
We've got some common biochemist interview questions, and we've got that super helpful career guide.
Right.
Let's just dive in and help get you ready
Sure, good.
to totally ace this interview.
I am so impressed with how much information RoleCatcher puts into these resources.
Right.
They even have AI tools
Yeah.
that can actually look at specific biochemist job descriptions, and then they can give you feedback on your resume.
Wow.
And they can even give you feedback on your answers to these questions.
That's amazing.
Talk about a leg up.
Yeah, it's like having a personal interview coach, like right there in your pocket.
Totally.
But before we get too far into the AI stuff,
What?
let's tackle some of these common questions.
Yeah.
First up, and this one always seems to come up,
Okay.
what inspired you to pursue a career in biochemistry?
Ooh, that's a good one. This is really your moment to shine and show your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just give some generic answer like, oh, I've always loved science.
Right.
Think back to a specific moment.
Yeah.
Like, what was the spark that really ignited this interest you have in biochemistry?
Yeah.
Was it a really fascinating lecture?
Yeah.
A mind-blowing experiment?
Yeah.
A mentor that maybe inspired you?
And don't be afraid to get personal.
Yes.
Maybe a family member's illness
Right.
sparked a desire to find cures.
Exactly.
Or, maybe a nature documentary
Yeah.
opened your eyes to the intricacies of life at a molecular level.
Totally.
But the key is to show that genuine enthusiasm
Yeah.
and make it personal.
Absolutely. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Remember how we said RoleCatcher has AI?
Yeah.
Well, their AI can actually analyze your answer and compare it to successful responses from other candidates
Okay.
who applied for similar roles.
So you can see what worked for other people.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It can even suggest ways to tailor your response to really highlight
Okay.
the specific skills or experiences that this particular employer is looking for.
That's so cool. I'm already feeling more confident just thinking about it.
Pretty.
Okay, next question. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in biochemistry?
Okay, so this one's all about showing that you're a lifelong learner and that you're genuinely interested in this field.
Right.
So don't just rattle off a list of journals.
Yeah.
Instead, mention a recent article or research study that you found really exciting.
Yeah.
Did you learn about a groundbreaking new technique?
Yeah.
Or was there a discovery that changed your understanding of a certain biochemical process?
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And maybe even tie it back to the specific job that you're interviewing for.
Yes.
So, for example, if the position involves drug development, you could mention a recent study on a new drug target.
Perfect.
It shows you're already thinking about how your knowledge can contribute to their work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a question that can be a bit trickier.
Okay.
Can you describe a particularly challenging project you worked on
Okay.
and how you overcame obstacles?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a classic one.
It's like the classic, tell me about a time you failed question, but in disguise.
Precisely. They want to see how you handle challenges and how you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
So choose a project where you faced a significant obstacle.
Yeah.
Maybe an experiment that just kept failing.
Yeah.
Or a research question that seemed impossible to answer.
Right.
Or even a tight deadline that put you under a lot of pressure.
But the key here is to focus on the solution.
Yes.
Don't dwell on the negative.
Exactly.
Instead, walk them through the steps you took to overcome that obstacle.
Yes.
Did you have to come up with a creative solution?
Mm-hmm.
Did you collaborate with others to find a new approach?
Yeah.
Did you learn a valuable lesson that you can apply to future projects?
And this is where I think RoleCatcher's AI can really help you shine. By analyzing your answer and comparing it to those successful responses, it can help you identify the key skills and attributes that you should be highlighting.
Okay.
So did you demonstrate problem-solving abilities,
Right.
resilience, adaptability?
Yeah.
Make sure those qualities come through in your response.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having a secret weapon that helps you decode the interview process.
I know.
Right? Okay, ready for another question?
Absolutely.
This one is about accuracy and precision.
Okay.
How do you ensure accuracy and precision in your experiments?
Oh, this is an important one.
Biochemistry is all about those tiny details.
Definitely. You have to think about the specific protocols and techniques you use to minimize errors and control all those variables.
Right.
So do you meticulously calibrate your instruments? Do you double check all your calculations? Do you implement quality control measures?
And don't just list those techniques.
Right.
Give them an example.
Yeah.
Maybe you could talk about a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem that was affecting the accuracy of your results.
Right.
Or describe a specific method that you used to ensure the purity of a sample. The more specific you can be, the better.
I agree. And remember, they're looking for evidence of your attention to detail. Your understanding of scientific rigor. And your commitment to producing really reliable data. So choose an example that really showcases those qualities.
Great advice. Okay, let's shift gears to a question that tests your communication skills.
All right.
Can you explain a complex scientific concept in layman's terms?
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
They want to see if you can break down those complex scientific ideas and make them accessible to someone without a scientific background.
It's like explaining biochemistry to your grandma.
Exactly.
Okay.
So think about a concept that's relevant to the job you're interviewing for.
Okay.
And then practice explaining it in really simple terms.
Yeah.
Can you use analogies or metaphors? To make it more relatable, can you avoid all that jargon and technical terms without losing the scientific accuracy?
I love that challenge. And here's another tip.
Okay.
Imagine you're explaining it to a specific person.
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe a friend, a family member, or even a pet.
I love that.
It can help you make it more conversational and engaging.
Totally. And before we move on to more questions,
Okay.
I want to circle back to RoleCatcher's AI. It can also analyze your answer to this question and help you identify any areas where you could be clearer or more concise.
That's cool.
It can even suggest alternative analogies.
Wow.
Or examples that might resonate better with a non-scientific audience.
That's so helpful.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to see the power of this AI.
Me too.
It's like having a whole team of interview experts, like right there in your corner.
Totally.
Go ready to tackle another question?
Bring it on.
All right.
I think we've got time for one more before we move on to the next section.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this next one focuses on your organizational skills. How do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively?
Oh, time management, the eternal struggle.
Right.
But it's especially crucial in a fast-paced field like biochemistry.
Absolutely. They want to see that you can handle multiple projects.
Yeah.
And meet those deadlines and stay organized. Amidst the chaos of a busy lab.
Right.
Think about the specific strategies and tools you use to manage your time.
Okay.
Do you have a detailed planner?
Yeah.
Project management software, like a color-coded system that only you understand?
Whatever your method is, be prepared to explain it clearly.
Yes.
And give some specific examples.
Exactly.
Maybe you could describe how you prioritize experiments. Or how you allocate time for data analysis.
Right.
Or how you manage your lab notebook.
And here's a pro tip from the RoleCatcher Career Guide.
Okay.
Consider mentioning techniques like time blocking.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Pomodoro techniques.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, these are popular time management methods that really demonstrate a proactive approach to productivity.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
It shows you're familiar with different strategies.
Yes.
And willing to experiment to find what works best for you.
Exactly.
Okay, ready for the next challenge?
Bring it on.
All right.
So this one delves into your scientific thinking. How do you approach problem solving in your research?
Okay. This is your chance to shine as a critical thinker.
Think about the frameworks or like mental models that you use to tackle scientific problems. Do you start with a hypothesis?
Right.
And then design experiments to test it?
Okay.
Do you break down those complex problems into smaller, more manageable parts?
Yeah.
Do you draw diagrams or flow charts to visualize the problem?
And don't be afraid to get a little nerdy here.
No, they want to see your passion for the scientific process.
Right.
So walk them through a specific problem that you solved in your research, highlighting those steps that you took, the challenges that you faced, and those insights that you gained along the way.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your answer and suggest ways to emphasize the specific problem-solving skills that are most relevant to the job description.
Exactly.
So you can make sure you're hitting all the right notes.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, let's talk about mentoring.
Okay.
Depending on the role, they might ask.
All right.
How do you approach mentoring and training junior scientists in your lab?
So this question's all about your leadership skills.
Right.
And your ability to guide and support others.
Yeah.
even if you haven't had like formal mentoring experience,
Okay.
you can still discuss how you would approach this role.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe you could talk about a time when you helped a classmate with a difficult concept.
Okay.
Or trained a new lab member on a technique.
Yeah.
Or offered constructive feedback on a colleague's research.
The key is to demonstrate that you can effectively communicate complex information, provide constructive criticism, and foster a positive learning environment.
And if you have formal mentoring experience, definitely highlight your accomplishments.
Exactly.
Did you help a mentee publish their first paper? Present at a conference?
Yeah.
Or develop a new skill?
Those are great examples.
Yeah, those are all great examples to share.
And remember, the RoleCatcher Career Guide emphasizes the growing importance of mentorship in scientific fields.
Yes.
So highlighting your experience or even your aptitude for mentoring can really set you apart from other candidates.
That's a good point. Okay, ready for a question that might make you squirm a little?
Let's hear it.
Can you discuss a time when you had to navigate ethical or moral issues in your research?
Ooh, the ethics question.
Yeah.
This one can be tricky.
Right.
But it's a great opportunity to demonstrate your integrity and your commitment to responsible science.
It's all about showing that you can think critically about the potential implications of your work.
Yes.
And make ethical decisions, even when they're difficult.
Exactly. Choose a specific dilemma that you faced.
Okay.
Outline your decision-making process. And highlight the ethical principles that you applied.
Okay.
So did you consult with your colleagues or mentors?
Right.
Did you refer to ethical guidelines or regulations?
Yeah.
Did you prioritize transparency and honesty in your research?
And if you haven't encountered a major ethical dilemma in your research yet, think about hypothetical situations.
Yes.
How would you approach a conflict of interest?
Yeah.
Or a situation where you had to balance the potential benefits of a research project against the potential risks?
Right. The key is to demonstrate that you're aware of the ethical considerations involved in scientific research.
Right.
And that you're prepared to navigate them thoughtfully.
And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful.
Yes. How so?
By analyzing your response.
Okay.
And comparing it to successful responses from other candidates. It can help you identify the key ethical principles and decision-making processes that are most valued in your field.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for another question?
Yes.
This one's about bridging the gap between research and the real world.
Okay.
How do you balance the need for scientific rigor with the demands of industry or commercial applications?
This question is designed to assess your understanding of the practical applications of your research. They want to see that you can think beyond the lab.
Right.
And consider the potential impact of your work.
Yeah.
In the real world.
It's all about finding that balance.
Exactly.
Between pushing the boundaries of scientific knowledge and meeting the needs of industry or commercial partners.
Precisely. Think about how you ensure accuracy and precision in your research while also considering deadlines, budget constraints, and the potential commercial viability of your work.
So have you ever collaborated with industry partners? Adapted your research methods to meet specific industry requirements or translated complex scientific findings into clear and concise reports for a non-scientific audience.
Those are all excellent examples that demonstrate your ability to balance that scientific rigor with those practical considerations.
And this ties back to something we discussed earlier. The importance of continuous learning.
Yes.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide emphasizes the need for biochemists to stay abreast of emerging technologies and industry trends.
Totally.
So mentioning any courses or workshops or conferences you've attended to expand your knowledge in these areas can really make a positive impression.
Absolutely. It shows that you're proactive and committed to staying ahead of the curve.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. We're in the home stretch now, the final round of prep for your biochemist interview.
All right.
Let's dive into some more of those challenging questions that might come up.
Okay, this one can feel a bit like a trap. Can you tell me about a time you made a mistake in the lab? What did you learn from it?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It feels like they're trying to trick you into admitting that you're not perfect.
Right. It can feel that way, but really it's a chance to show your growth mindset.
Okay.
They want to know that you can own your mistakes, learn from them, and become a better scientist because of them.
Okay.
So choose a real mistake, something with actual consequences, but then focus on what you learned and how you grew.
So it's not about being perfect. It's about being able to adapt and improve.
Exactly.
So maybe you could talk about a time when you misinterpreted data.
Yeah.
Or made an error in a calculation.
Right.
Or accidentally contaminated a sample.
Yeah.
The key is to explain how you identified the mistake.
Yes.
Corrected it. And then prevented it from happening again.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI
Yes.
can help you analyze your answer and make sure that you're highlighting those key takeaways, like your problem-solving skills, your attention to detail, and your commitment to continuous improvement.
That's so helpful.
Oh.
Okay, let's move on to a question about teamwork.
Right.
Biochemistry is rarely a solo endeavor.
Right.
So they might ask something like, describe a time when you had to work effectively as part of a team.
Ooh, this is your chance to showcase your collaboration skills.
Okay.
So think about a project where teamwork was really essential. Maybe a complex research study, a challenging experiment, or even a presentation at a scientific conference.
And describe your role on the team.
Yeah.
The challenges that you faced, and how you contributed to the team's success.
And it's not just about what you did, it's about how you worked together to achieve that common goal.
So did you communicate effectively? Delegate tasks?
Yeah.
Resolve conflicts?
Right.
Support your teammates?
Right. And remember, those soft skills are just as important as your technical skills in a collaborative work environment. And the RoleCatcher Career Guide highlights the importance of communication, teamwork, and leadership in the biochemistry field.
So this is a great opportunity to showcase those skills.
Yes.
And demonstrate that you're a team player.
Totally. All right, let's talk about research.
Okay.
RoleCatcher also emphasized the importance of staying up to date with the latest research trends.
Yeah.
So they might ask you something like, what are some of the most exciting recent advancements in biochemistry?
This is your chance to nerd out a little.
I know, right?
Be prepared to discuss a few specific breakthroughs or areas of research that have caught your attention.
Yeah.
Have there been any groundbreaking discoveries in gene editing?
Right.
Personalized medicine drug development?
And don't just list the advancements, explain why they excite you. And how they might impact the field of biochemistry in the future.
Show them that you're genuinely curious and passionate about this ever-evolving world of science.
And this ties back to something we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
The importance of continuous learning.
Yeah.
Attending conferences, reading research articles, and engaging with the scientific community are all great ways to stay informed and inspired.
Right. Okay, here's a question that often comes up toward the end of an interview.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
Ooh, yes. This is your chance to turn the tables and show that you're genuinely interested in the position and the company.
Yeah.
So don't just say no. Or ask generic questions that you could easily find the answers to online.
Yeah.
Prepare a few thoughtful questions beforehand that demonstrate your curiosity and your desire to learn more.
For example, you could ask about the company's long-term goals.
Yes.
The team dynamics, the opportunities for professional development, or the company culture.
Asking insightful questions shows that you're engaged and that you've done your homework.
And it gives you a chance to gather valuable information that can help you make an informed decision about whether this is the right fit for you.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we've covered just about everything.
I think so.
Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Remember, you've got this.
Yes.
You've prepared diligently, you've practiced your answers, and you've leveraged those incredible resources that RoleCatcher provides.
Yeah.
Go into that interview with confidence, enthusiasm, and a genuine passion for biochemistry.
Great advice.
And don't forget to send a thank you note afterward.
What's a good tip?
It's a simple gesture, but it can make a big difference.
So what does this all mean?
You're not just prepped for an interview.
Right.
You're ready to showcase your unique blend of knowledge, skills, and passion for biochemistry.
Remember, the interview is a two-way street.
Yes.
It's a chance for them to get to know you.
Yeah.
And for you to get to know them.
Right.
Relax, be yourself, and let your enthusiasm shine through.
Exactly.
One last thought as you embark on this exciting journey. We've talked about a lot of potential career paths in biochemistry.
Yeah.
But what unique niche within this field truly excites you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Something to ponder as you step confidently into your future.
Love it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of biochemist interviews.
You're very welcome.